Arvind.
Actually,
How's it going, man? Have you been able to find some time in between the riveting ashes that's going on?
yeah, I've been following it. I mean, honestly, not quite riveting. I would say Australia definitely seemed to be in the driver's seat. So, as much as I would have expected, like England to fight, although Penn Stokes and Jofra did put up a
Jofra,
fight that is very unbaseballish.
yeah,
Hope that sends their management a message.
yeah.
Uh, but yeah, it's but for a neutral, I think it's a good game overall to watch. But England, I think, just keeps to be seems to be falling in the same hole.
I mean, it must be difficult playing with a handicap, right? When you're playing 12 versus 11. You know what I mean? With the 12th player being Snicko, you know.
I know that was. I mean, they even as they do in like football and post match or end of day, they did come with a clarification that there was an error, but.
But then they made another mistake the next day. So, like, it doesn't really solve anything. That's the unfortunate part.
Yeah, and there's already been calls to bring a hotspot back. Uh, I honestly like the technology. It's they say it's very expensive or so. I wonder how, and I think BCCI can easily sponsor them all.
BCCI is unable to put up a good whatever what screening or whatever streaming experience compared to what Cricket Australia is doing. Like, I mean, the hotspot is far out. But I mean, I wonder how hotspot would work if the temperature outside is 40, like 40
I
Celsius.
think it's a great question. I have to go check it out, but I hope that they bring it on. It's pretty it's pretty like black and white, night and day, chalk and cheese kind of a technology that would help you
There
make
could
or
always
adjudicate
be
better
there
decisions.
could always be some erroneous instances even with hotspot, because I remember like a long time back, like, there were some nicks which the hotspot didn't catch. There were some sounds, but hotspot didn't show any like impact at all on the bat, and that was a controversy of its own. See, always you think grass is greener on the other side, whatever. So yeah. Uh, yes. Now back to, how do I say, more riveting stuff which happened like a couple of days back.
Yeah, this definitely is way more riveting.
Yeah,
I mean, good auction, good auctions these days have become
an
an
event.
an event to go watch, view.
Yeah.
Apparently, there were in-person viewers or audience as well, which is which is crazy. Uh,
they they
but
keep
but
they keep making, not leaving any opportunity to make it a
to
commercially
make
viable product.
no, for sure. But that said, talking about commerce, massive paydays for many players as usual. Every time I see one of these auctions, makes me reconsider what I'm doing and be like, should I have I ever given cricket a go? But here we are, finding joy in talking about it. So we'll stick to it.
No, absolutely. I mean, it almost seems like somehow it's the Australians who end up fetching a lot of money in these mini auctions. But that's a story for a different day. But it's gonna be, it's super interesting to see the kind of buys and the some of the strategies that some of the teams took.
Mhm.
Okay? But in terms of how they went about spending the money that they had, we can definitely go through them one by one. What do you want to do? Do you want to go over the same order of teams that we went in for our preview?
Yeah, I think yeah, more or less I would say there's probably no other place to start but with KKR. They had the biggest purse, and honestly in my opinion they made the most out of it. They bought, you know, probably arguably the right players to sort of plug the right holes in their team. And post auction, man, they look a solid side.
You know, KKR. I think one thing in our preview that I forgot to highlight was that KKR, other than whatever holes you see in their squad or in their first 11, they have
Mhm.
an additional hold which is called the Bangla hole in the side, where in every auction they have to pick one Bangladeshi player to
I mean,
basically appease the audience.
it works. Let's start there, and the bets the place have always come good. Like starting with Sakib, he was
You
he was a
you're
good.
aren't you too far ahead with Sakib. They used to have somebody called as Mashrafi Murtaza before
Back, oh,
Sakib,
I know, back the
who,
first the sort of
yeah,
inaugural season.
not the maybe not the inaugural season. I think this was the second year or something where
Hmm.
last over DC needed some 20. When I say DC, Deccan Chargers needed some 20 runs, and Mashrafi gave those 20 runs to Rohit Sharma at that point. So I mean, they've had a history of having at least one Bangla player in their squad throughout. It was Sakib for the most part recently, and now they've kept up with that tradition by going for a
Yeah,
certain
I mean,
Mustafizur.
rightly so, in the sense it's sort of a hole, or a, a type of a player that they needed, especially to bowl in the death overs. I was honestly a bit surprised that they went for Fizz even after having
Patina.
caught Patirana, because he is pretty much the same same mold of a player who is expected to come bowl in the later
I'm
of the
telling
match.
you, they both aren't fulfilling the same roles in the team. One is a Bangla player, one isn't. I
I mean,
mean, jokes
come
aside,
on.
but jokes aside, I
Yeah.
think they tried with Nokia, they tried with Spencer Johnson. I think they even tried with Stark and failed, because Stark, the only two games he
Yeah.
performed were the semi-final. I mean, the qualifier one and the finals. So, which were not at Eden Gardens.
Yeah, but I think overall this gives them good balance. They definitely have Harshit Rana and Vaibhav. Vaibhav, I would say, is decent overall. Harshit Rana is improving by the day, so
Hmm.
that should give the team a lot of confidence. And then you have Varun and Naren in the middle overs to sort of choke opponents out, and then Patirana and Fizz to sort of over in the death overs. So I mean, of course, it's sort of difficult to see them all play. There is, there's a lot of sort of permutation combinations and game
Yeah.
matchups to that will go in. But it gives them like good, call it rich and experience backup to go and leverage their skill set. So I would say solid pick overall. But that's it. I think the we probably should have started with Cameron Green.
Yeah.
That's the talk of the day, talk of the town. And yeah, rightly so. I don't think any one of us is surprised, even with the amount or the team he ended up going or playing.
Two. Yeah.
Again, I would say it bolsters their middle order. I There's a lot of talks about him playing in the top order. I don't know if,
Yeah.
in my opinion, he should bat number 4, which is what he does for Australia in Test matches as well. And overall, I think he's a better fit there in my opinion, and remains to be seen where he would play for KKR. But overall, in my 11, my squad, he would be like in the middle order, and bolsters their middle order. So pretty
Yeah.
massive payday.
You know, uh, the he's bowling, by the way. He actually
He
got
started the ball. He
150
got a
recently.
wicket today. I
So
know. Yeah, yeah.
he's a great optional bowler for them. I think KKR, with what they've done with the squad, especially getting Green and a Patirana, they've actually secured 20 plus overs in that first 11, no matter
Yeah,
who plays. Like your Green
exactly.
is gonna play, Narayan is gonna play, Harshit is gonna play, Varun is gonna play. So that's
Yep.
16 overs, like done and dust. Actually, that's not 16 overs. That's about 14 overs, 14ish overs in there. And then you're gonna have an additional bowler, be it Vaibhav Arora or Umran Malik. So
Yep.
that's gonna be 4 overs. And then you're gonna have a Matisha Patirana or a Mustafizur. That's 4 overs. So you've pretty much covered about 22 overs in this squad, which is
Easy.
an
Yeah, yeah.
amazing thing given that they, like, other teams struggle to fill that fifth bowler spot.
And
They
should
have
they
the
ever
resource.
need, they can even fall on like use Ramandeep's
Yes. Yes.
few overs there, or over or two there. So yep, that's going
Yeah.
to be pretty interesting.
I mean, I think in terms of buys, right? Patirana, I was honestly surprised they went for 18 crores. We did call that he's gonna be an expensive buy, but I did not think he'll be
As
that
much. Yeah, yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
Yeah, because, yeah, I mean, as we spoke about, he hasn't been in great form, not exactly playing in the ILT20 as much or for Sri Lanka. And
But you know what? Having said that, like the next day after the auctions, he took 3 wickets for
Three
19 innings
wickets.
and even bowled a maiden. So that's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, sure. You never that way. Even Mustafizur did something similar.
Yeah, yeah. I
So
mean, it's starting to at least looking to
yeah,
starting to get back to form. So
that's a good news for them. That I mean, both their bowlers, but again, IPL is what 4 months away, so it's a long
there
time
is
for
for sure, there is
for
a
them
lot
to
to
go.
lot to play out between now and then. World
Mhm.
Cup, and hopefully all players go
Yeah.
without injury form. So there is a lot of puts and takes between now and then.
The players that I am a little like I would like to like highlight are that there were so many keeper options, and most of them went for base prices. The surprisingly KKR went for the two least spoken about kind of keeper batters, opening batters,
Yeah,
Tim Seifert and Finn Allen,
Finn
to
Allen.
the point where Johnny Bairstow went unsold. Like that's the point where how
Yeah,
like wrong everybody kind of predicted this.
yeah.
Do
They
you
both
do
can
you
be.
think no? But do you think it's a Kiwi influence of Saudi coming in? They have Rachin Ravindra, they have Tim Seifert, they have Finn Allen.
I mean, sure. I would not rule that out. There's always that influence that plays in. But that said, it, it's none of those picks, none of those buys sort of stand out or seem to be a misfit. Misfit is more likely the word I was trying to use. Is none of them look like a misfit. They all sort of fill the holes or positions they were actually going for and needed. They definitely needed a keeper bat, having released both QDK and
Because Gurbaz.
Gurbaz. So they definitely needed at least one. They went and got two. And Ankrish is also keeping or have been
Yeah,
keeping in domestic
yeah,
circuit. So you never know, they can even use either of them and when I say either of them, either Finn Allen or Tim Seifert as the opener, and maybe like sub them out. They use them as the
impact.
call it the impact player, and have Ankrish keep during the
Right,
like
right.
during overs. So again, they have massive options to sort of
Yeah,
choose from. A lot of them are experienced. I would say good mix of youth and experience, and even their youth have been in the scenes for a couple of years. They are not like youth who are just breaking into or in fringes of the team. So, and I'm definitely talking about Ankush Raghuvanshi. Harshit Rana has definitely grown leaps and bounds,
yeah, yeah.
and so you know that's really
Amazing. Yeah, I
something
mean
really amazing to them.
one uncapped player that they bought was Tejasvi Dahiya, who's
Mhm.
a Delhi keeper bat again, keeper finisher bat, who apparently is known for his big six hitting ability. So you know what this gives them? They have like if they want an Indian finisher along with Ramandeep, they have this Dahiya. If they want an overseas finisher, they have a Robman Powell.
Robin Paul.
If they like want an opening all-rounder who can bowl pace, they have Cameron Green. They
Yeah,
want an overseas all-rounder who can bowl spin, they have Rachin Ravindra. Like they have pretty much, and then if they want aggressive opening keepers, they have a Finn Allen or a Tim
yeah.
Seifert, and like they've pretty much gotten themselves a really good like option for every position, I'll say. But again, like too many cooks spoil the broth. They have to make sure that they pick the right 11 to make sure they get the most success. Do we go to try to ring like get a probable 11 for them?
Sure. I mean, I sort of came up with this 11. In my opinion, either Tim Seifert or Finn Allen open or have to
Mm-hmm.
open. I know in the preview show before they actually got this keeper, I had Sunil Narine as the opener
Yeah,
because my thought was, if you want Sunil Narine to be in your team, he has to open. Like that way
yeah,
you maximize his batting and bowling potential. But then, looking at IL T20, or for that matter, any and all, T20 leagues that he's been playing
yeah.
in, he's definitely being used as a spinner or a bowling option only. He's not being looked as a batter or opening bat. So I would, reckoning all of that and the new buys they've had, I would say definitely, either Team Seifert or Finn Allen open. I would have Jinx open as well. I think it would be like a good combination to have as your opening pair. Jinx is
Mm-hmm.
the more calm and cool,
Mm-hmm.
sort of anchor kind of an opener, and both team Seifert or Finalen can be the explosive kind. I would have Ankrish come in at three,
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Green at four, Rinko at five. Last year, Rinko missed out because of their impact, sort of the sort of the combination they played,
Yeah, yeah,
having or wanting to have Naren open. I would get back Rinko in the team playing. He's an excellent fielder as well, so he has to be at number five, no less than that. And then
yeah.
uh, then they can do all of their combinational play. Like they can either have Raman Paul and Ramandeep Singh, or they can have Ramandeep Singh and Sunil Narayan. Depends what sort of ground or combination they want to go with. Your Harshit Rana, Vaibhav have to be there, and then either of Patirana or Fizz can play, and then Varun I think is going to be their impact sub in terms of the player they would sub for a batter,
Mm-hmm.
because Varun doesn't offer as much in the field. Although he's quite reliable overall,
He's
like
actually improved a lot on his fielding.
improved a lot. But if you really want to sort of have that what do you call that trade off, I'd probably use him there. But again, Varun comes in as well, so
See,
that would
Varun
be
has to
my
be on the
probable.
field because they expect him to bowl at least 1 over in the death. So
Yep,
pretty much, I think Varun will play. Maybe they'll remove him off for another, maybe a batter, one
batter
of the
also exactly. A lot
good
depends
fast.
on.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes. But I have one alternative opinion in that
yes.
I because Cameron Green is your highest paid player, he is your superstar, he is the one whom you are banking on. I don't think he has the ability, he has the power hitting ability per se.
Hmm.
So I would actually want to open with him in the sense that everybody kind of moves one step below, and like
Okay.
Cameron Green opens with either a Finalen, like maybe, and then you have
Hmm.
Rahane, then Ankrish Raghuvanshi, uh, uh, Rinku Singh, Ramandeep Singh, you have Roman Powell, and then Harshit Rana, and the rest remain the same as you. I mean, that's probably what I think their first 11 will be. Although I won't be surprised if they start with Narayan opening and everybody kind of one step
Yeah,
below.
but it didn't really come good last year if you go
Yeah,
and think about it. And
yeah,
also, if they're doing that, they are definitely sacrificing, the sort of opening combination they could get with, either Finn Allen, Tim Seifert, or Cameron
yeah,
Green. And
yeah.
again, Jinx in the middle order hasn't really done well, so might as well have him, up top. And
Up top.
he's good at finding the gaps, especially in the power
No,
plays.
just one final thought. Despite getting Green, they actually managed to keep enough money to plug most of the other holes in their squad, which was actually good strategy
Yep.
by them and maybe poor strategy by others where they didn't push KKR enough. So,
For sure, yeah. They had so much,
yeah.
but that's it. I agree. They especially like CSK could have battled KKR a bit more, knowing the fact that
Mhm.
it was almost certain that they would go for them. I mean,
True.
Cameron Green, and they sort of needed that kind of a player as well. But yeah.
Yep, having said that, now we can go to one team who picked international talent more to another team which picked like splurged big money on domestic talent. Firstly,
Hmm.
like what are your views on this dramatic 180-degree U-turn of squad building from CSK?
Um. Wow. Refreshing. I'm glad that they took this decision, but I
Yeah.
also fear they skewed up to the other side a
Yeah.
lot. Like
Yeah.
they likely, and hopefully not, but they likely overdid it. Experience is important. Like from going or from being called the dad's army, now you're probably like teenage boys. That's way too much. Like that's way too much of a swing.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the middle would have worked, or a combination of youth and experience would have worked for sure. But yeah, remains to be seen. A lot of these players have been bought on potential, so very
Yes.
very happy for each of these boys. Massive massive payday.
Yeah.
But that said, yeah, definitely they've skewed over to the other side a lot. One buy that sort of stood out to me within
Mhm.
CSK was Sarfraz Khan, especially given he was bought for base pay of
Yeah.
75 lakhs. I think he could be just a steal deal
Mm-hmm.
for them. He, as we know, has been playing the SMAT, has been doing
He's been doing
decently
a
well. He's been working on his fitness. He looks much fitter and much leaner, more athletic now.
Mhm.
So that's going to play. And I think he is a solid middle order bat. We have seen him do stuff in Test match cricket. He's a baseball kind of a player, and I think his sort of skill set will suit T20 cricket as well, and especially a team like CSK who need a middle order. So I would probably have him as my starting number four
Yeah.
in my team.
I actually was watching a podcast where they were talking about Sarfraz Khan's inclusion. There was a
Mhm.
really interesting point that they brought up was that most of the hitters that CSK have, most of the batters that CSK have, tend to play more straight of the wicket. Like you have Ruturaj who likes to hit straight,
Right.
Shivam Dubey hits straight, you have Brevis who hits straight, but there isn't somebody who exercises the square boundaries, and apparently the square boundaries at Chepauk are shorter than the straight boundaries.
Mhm.
So Sarfaraz, his USP being the sweeps and the reverse sweeps and the paddles and the laps, tends to access those exact areas where the other players do not. So if he actually ends up playing with like everybody around him is a straight hitter, he can actually be that one guy who can maybe put the bowlers off their rhythm, off their line and length, where the others get to benefit because of his presence at the crease. That was actually a really interesting point brought up where I wasn't thinking along those lines. But having said that, like Prashant Veer is supposed to be the Jadeja replacement, where he's apparently a like left arm, whatever, off spin
Yeah.
bowler and
You
like a
I
hitter.
I have a different take. I'll let you finish, but I'll add something after you present your
Yeah.
thoughts.
So I mean, that guy is supposed to be a Jadeja replacement, which is a huge hole to fill, like
Huge
huge
gap to
shoe
fill.
to
Yeah,
fill.
yeah.
And Karthik Sharma is apparently a keeper hitter, where whom he is supposed to be a replacement for. Like
Mhm.
it is honestly tremendous amount of pressure on these young kids. I mean, it is unfortunate that no matter what we say, that hey, like you don't have to worry about the price tag. You didn't decide it. It's a auction dynamic thing. But I mean, if like God forbid, I want them to succeed as much as I don't like CSK. I
Of
still want
same.
them to succeed. But like the first hint of bad form or like some issues from them will have trolls and people calling out all
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
stuff, comparing them to absolute bona fide legends of the cricket of the game. That is one thing where I feel it's going to be a little tricky as to how CSK manage them. But otherwise, like amazing that they've taken
Yeah.
that risk. Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
that's a great call. I have the same fears as well. As much as it's great that they're able to bag as much as much money. But I really hope that with CSK they have a good team, good sort of leadership to sort of guard them from all of the external
Yeah,
noise. And I think who better than being in like MSD shadows
yeah,
to
yeah,
to
yeah.
to learn all of this. But again, I think end of the day, the onus is going to be on each one of these players
Yep.
to sort of break through that pressure and play and deliver.
Yeah.
And I really hope, as you said, I really hope they go on to do good things.
Good things. Yeah.
On that note, as much as I like the what do you call like or want to compare Prashant Veer as a replacement for Jadeja, I think Akil Hussain for the
Yeah.
price money that they got him for is, well, of course, not like a steal. Well, it's a steal. They got him for 2 crores. I would say it's a steal. Overall, I think he's probably a more likely a replacement for Jadeja.
Sure.
And I'll explain in terms of like experience. That's more important. He's been in the circuit for some time. He can ball. He can even give you a couple of overs in the power play. He can even bat. After of course they bought him, I was looking him up, and apparently he scored like 50s during MLC as well.
He's a
And
decent batter.
exactly, so his batting is improving. So and that is the very sort of an eye candy kind of skill to offer. Someone who can bat and bowl, and he would definitely complement like Noor as well. So I would want to put Akil Hussain as a more likelier like one-to-one replacement. But yeah, I mean, as always, combinations and matchups have their
Yeah,
role to play. So you never know when, where, and
yeah.
how these youngsters come into play. The other point I would want to sort of add here is just because they have been bought for like 14ish crores, I'm not on the camp of they should and they need to play. I think a lot again goes back to like matchups, combinations, form, requirement. I would still play or way more importance to all of that than just throwing these youngsters right into the mix just because they've been bought for a big sum of money.
I mean, to just complete on that point, I feel like they have a lot of youngsters, and like as you said, Akil Hussain, good experience, Samson, good experience, Ruturaj at this point, good experience, Dubey, good experience. They actually have a good combination, I feel. It's
Hmm.
just that when you think about how long the outgoing players have been playing for, like for example a
Yeah.
Dhoni or for example a Devon Conway, even for them was playing
Yep.
for multiple years, and then you have a Jadeja who went out, Ashwin. It seems like they've lost a lot of experience, but from an
Yep.
IPL perspective, it, it's actually a really nice thing to see that CSK, a club which is more like people have trolled them for being the daddy's army and all of that, are going so far trying to back youngsters,
Yeah.
and it can only do good for Indian cricket. If I mean, I hope all of them end up being hits and absolute superstars, because the different talent pool that is coming out because of this and because of IPL, the kind of players that are getting exposure, it's unbelievable. Like absolutely.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Hands on.
And to make an 11, let me try it out this time. We'll probably have actually that. You'll have Sanju Samson and Matre opening. You'll have
Yep.
Ruturaj at number three, and then as you say, Sarfaraz at number four, and then you will have Shivam Dub. Or actually, the next one would be a
Baby, baby.
certain Deval Brevis, yeah, Baby AB, and then Shivam Dubey. Then you'll have Prashant, Karthik, like whatever, six and seven. So far, have we had? You've had only one overseas player, right?
Devil
And then
Brevis. Yep.
you'll have, of course, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and then you'll have. Actually, I don't think. Actually, let
I
me, let me take a step back. Let
eh,
me take a step back. I don't think Karthik and what
and
Prashant play,
Prashant both play. Yeah, I agree.
one of them, and then you'll have Dhoni. Dhoni, because I think this year he'll still play as an impact sub, but
Yeah.
he will play, is what I believe. And then you have three players. You'll have Noor, you'll have Khalil, you'll have Kamboj, I believe, and then the
Mm-hmm.
last will probably be Akil Hussain or
Nathan
I'll say a
Ellis.
pacer that they have. Right? I think they got
Yeah.
Duffy. No, Henry.
No, they didn't get Duffy. They got Zachary Folks is
No,
one
I
of the
think
ball.
they got
They
Matt
got
Henry. They got
Matt
Matt
Henry.
Henry.
They got Matt
Matt
Henry.
Henry, correct. So I feel like Matt Henry will probably be the last guy. This, I mean, they have again good options like KKR, where they have a certain, of course, like Prashant and Karthik
Yeah.
to play. You will have either a Rahul Chahar who can come in for a Matt Henry just in case they are working in a condition where you need more spinners. You can,
Oh,
right? So then that brings in three spinners. You have Noor, Rahul Chahar, and a certain Akil Hussain. That's gonna look crazy.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean they have options. Maybe not as many as KKR, but like pretty good.
Yeah,
Pretty.
they have decent options. My complaint still remains is that you had good purse and you could and should have gone for a good death over bowler. Right
Yeah,
now, you
yeah.
have Nathan Ellis as your only proven death
Oh,
over
I forgot
specialist.
about Ellis.
Yeah,
Man,
so I would yeah I would have. I was watching the auction, or at least that part of the auction, when they went for both Jason Holder and backed out around six something. Eventually, Jason Holder went to GT. Then they
yeah,
fought for Fizz, but then didn't go all out.
yeah,
I
yeah.
am seeing here they still have like 2.4 crores left.
Crores, yeah.
I feel they should have gone for Fizz or someone else who's known for their dead bowling,
Death ball.
and they didn't even bid for Patirana, which is fine. I mean, the whatever choice is theirs, but in my opinion, they should have gone for a good death over sort of backup or a bowler. They have Kamboj who can bowl. I think, but he's still learning the trade. He's not like a finished product yet. Khalil, I would say, can be good. He has better control overall. Mm, but
I
yeah,
think their
remains
only bowler is Ellis. Like I feel like their only death bowler is Ellis, and sorry,
is
I
Alice
completely
exactly.
forgot him. He'll play instead of Matt Henry for sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
Ellis is going to be a death bowler. Along with him, Khalil has gone for runs last year. Kamboj has gone for runs last year. So, and even actually yesterday in the SMAT final, Kamboj got smacked around by Jharkhand. So, I mean, it's not like they have a lot of death bowling options. So, that's definitely
Like,
something that they'll have to figure out when the season starts.
yeah. I have one controversial pick.
Yeah.
Me being me claimed CSK fan. I would not have Dhoni in the team. He's not going to be in the starting 11. He's going to be my one of the impact players. Maybe Karthik Sharma as well. Depends on whom I need. And when I
In the
need,
situation.
Sanju would be the keeper, like first choice keeper
Yeah.
bat for me. And I would try to, depending on how the combinations play out, I try to choose between either Akhil Hussain or Prashant Veer. Then, Kamboj or Zach Fox. Zach Fox apparently can bat as well. So, and Kamboj can bat as well a bit. So, I would try to, yeah, balance that out.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, it's a good call. It's a good call. It's not controversial in the sense that we've been pretty much expecting every year to be Dhoni's last, but so far it seemed like they just weren't able to find that replacement or that kind of successor to Dhoni.
yeah.
I feel like once they got Samson with his experience, with the fact that he's a
Hmm.
keeper, with the fact that he's an Indian player, a capped play international, I feel like the inflection point might be here this season. But
Yes.
we'll only
Yep.
yeah.
And yeah, remains to be seen. I really hope they do much better than last year.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's still a long way back for them. I
Yeah.
don't sort of see them sort of comfortably getting into top four or so. On the sort of the just based on the 11 or the squad they have.
No, honestly, every team has strengthened. Some of the teams who haven't even strengthened are pretty much the top teams from last year. So they're already pretty much strong. So every IPL, you think you know something, and then something completely different turns out. So you can
Yeah.
never really predict anything out of this. So we'll only have to wait and see how this team kind of starts off next year.
Set.
Yeah. Um,
Right.
from a team which is missing a death bowler to a team which doesn't have bowlers. Let's go to SRH,
My
who
my
have
my 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 my,
yeah.
my tagline for SRH is Mission 300. the, the
अब
way they
अब की
have.
बार 300 पार.
Oh wow, that should be the tagline. But yeah, man, yeah, it's the we can go into the signings, but honestly, the one good thing I felt personally that they did during this auction was keep raising their paddle for Karthik Sharma, make CSK go higher for him, and
Yeah.
get him the whatever the record apparently I think is the highest highest price for an uncapped player thing. But I think that's the best thing they did in the
No,
overall auction.
there is some, like, again, in Ashwin's channel he calls out that long time back when Ashwin was being bought by CSK in the auction, Vijay Malia apparently did the same, raising the price of Ashwin, and then smiled similarly how Kavya Maran smiled, and then they say the
Was
rest
it?
is history. So everybody is hoping that's what, like, Karthik
I
does
mean,
eventually, which
history
I'll be
repeats
happy if
itself.
he does. No,
Yeah,
I'll be happy if he does because he's an Indian talent. I want him to succeed.
same, agreed.
But absolutely, I feel like their batting lineup. See, when Abhishek Sharma said that Pat Cummins and Dan Vittori have given us the basically the remit to keep going no matter what situation, we want you to get out hitting rather than get out defending, even when we are in trouble. If
Yeah,
ever this was a blackjack game and you have to show somebody that you're doubling down on that strategy, buying Livingston is that, because pretty much they already had five or six explosive batsmen, and they've added another one who's maybe not equally but even more explosive because he
He-
knows to play
he-
only in one
yeah.
format.
You never know what he's going to end up
Yeah,
becoming. Like
that's
explode or implode, he can give you both. But but
no,
you know
I mean,
what?
see,
As
honestly speaking, at this point, other than let's say Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, everybody else looks the same.
Yeah,
Because
no,
like
fair.
just to complete my point, like Nitish Kumar out of form, Klassen retired from
As
international cricket,
same,
barely
agreed.
playing.
I have the same
You
concerns.
have
Yes.
Ishan Kishan, who's currently in the form of his life, scoring 100 in the SMAT final and winning the SMAT for Jharkhand. But the way he played last year, he hit 100 in the first game. Everybody thought this is his year, and then he did nothing. So you have Ishan Kishan. You have a certain Aniket Verma, again, like brilliant talent, but knows to play only in one gear. And then
Yeah.
you have Livingston, who's again going to go all in or all out. So you have pretty much like whatever, five players who are explode or implode, you don't know. But that's a feared batting lineup, man. Seven players who can single
Yeah, for
handedly take
sure.
the.
That will take some, some containing for a lack of a better term.
Especially given the problems they had with the Andhra Cricket Association last year, where they didn't get good pitches. If this
Yep.
year they get the pitches they want, I don't think 300 is far, man. I don't think 300 is far.
Oh no, definitely not. I don't know. I feel bad. I feel pity for anyone, the ballers especially getting hit. So, but yeah, I
Man,
mean, there is honestly not they've gone in for a bunch of youth players have been able to
yeah.
pick many of them for like their base prices. So that
Mhm.
is that is sort of good to know. Again, it's going to be a good opportunity.
I
I
have
being one of
actually,
the
I have actually heard about two players who's the Fuletra one, who's
who's
apparently
like left arm Chinaman.
yeah, he's apparently an underrated spinner. And the second is Sakib Hussain. Sakib
Oh.
Hussain is apparently supposed to be like a really fast bowler who is like a really well talked about bowler in the domestic circuit. And
Mhm.
like they have bought in Shivam Mavi, who's
Yeah.
I feel a good bowler for them to have because he may not be the most glamorous of names, but I think he has the ability to be good on his day, and that's pretty much what they want.
Yeah. And I've heard Salil Ora, who's another sort of wicket keeper
Yeah.
youngster coming up the ranks. He's also known for his explosive batting, which is which is not surprising.
I'm not talking about batsmen because, like, where are they going to play? Like, none of the top six or top seven are droppable, right? I mean, the top seven pretty much
Yeah,
picks itself.
they sort of pick themselves. Yes, agree.
And then, like, if Pat Cummins picks himself at number eight,
Yep,
especially
yep.
after the way he's come back against England in his first match back, that
Hmm.
guy, no matter how many days he's out, his wobble ball, like, he
He's
lands
a
it on sixpence, man. That's insane.
man. Yeah, his accuracy and sort of consistency is amazing.
Is unbelievable. I have to give. So I mean, like you have like eight Cummins, nine Harshal Patel. Then you'll have I think
They
one
have a
among
Harsh Dubey or Zishan Ansari. Depends. Harsh
yeah.
Dubey can bat as well, but depend on what spin option you want to go with.
Yeah. So you have, I mean, you'll have Harsh Dubey, or you'll have a Zishan Ansari, or now the Fuletra guy. You can
Yep.
pick any one of them. That's what. And then you will have. Do you have an overseas spot left? Because you have Heritage.
Ishan Malinga, I would say. Yeah, they
Yeah,
have.
you'll
They
have
just have.
Ishan. Correct.
Yeah,
You will have an Ishan
Travis.
Malinga, and then your last two may be either a Shivam Mavi or a Jaydev Unadkar, depending on the pitch
Yep.
that they. I mean, that on paper looks like a nice team. They've managed to find Shivam Mavi, who's a replacement for Muhammad Shami in the sense that he can bowl
Yep.
at the top. But I think they're still lacking one more opening bowler. I don't think they have two. So, I mean, but honestly, yeah, the kind of hitters that they have, they are basically
Like you said in our preview podcast,
yeah.
they just need a bowling lineup that would give only 299 runs if the team
Yes.
scores 300 runs. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's how it is.
I mean that's pretty much how they approached the auction, and that's what they got. As you rightly said, they could have done more with the purse that they have. They could have picked up a better bowler, Indian bowler
For
maybe.
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean that is what they wanted to go for. And if you think about it, they actually have two bowling options out of their top seven, like who are okay bowlers. Like, see, Nitish Kumar Reddy has bowled in tests, so he can definitely bowl. Whether he is good enough for a T20 is a different story. And then you have an Abhishek Sharma. Like, again, you
Yep.
have two players who can bowl and have like a handy skill set. But yeah, whether they end up, and Livingston who can bowl off spin as well as leg spin. So they have
Can you
enough
forget
players.
Livingston's part time? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they have 20 overs. They just want to somehow make sure that give a bowler an over or two, where if the batsman doesn't settle to the bowler, they've gotten 2 overs away. Like, that's pretty
Mhm.
much how they are going to approach this, to the point where they're like, restrict them to a chaseable target and we'll chase it down. That's pretty much what they're going for, right? Yeah.
Agreed.
After that, what would be the next team that we go for? Would it be
Come
Nursery?
LSG.
LSG? LSG, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Do you
LSG,
wanna
I
give a
feel like
tagline for LSG as well?
ah, actually, wow. I don't know.
I
I
would say
don't know
LSG just gave Josh Inglis his wedding present.
actually. Good one.
And
That was
for
a good one.
someone who's claimed to be available for just 4 games to go for 8.6 crores, that's a lot. I there is there is more here than it just meets the eye here. There
Yes.
is something going on in behind the scenes. I'm
Yeah.
sure Punjab would feel undone to have
Yeah.
sort of let him go, only to, I mean, not the money, of course, again, happy for the player, whatever.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
fact that he's a much better player, and Punjab would really have liked to sort of retain or have his services, and have him go, and then yeah, this is, again, as I said, there's something fishy here. There is more to it than it just appears.
I don't know if this is like actually true or not. I read a couple of reports where Punjab Kings owner Nes Wadia actually has come out in the press and said that Josh Inglis was very unprofessional in his behavior, in the sense that he informed the club 45 minutes before the deadline, like the retention deadline, that he was only going to be available for 4 games in the season, and that he wants to get married and he's gonna like cool off period where he won't play. So he said that we love it, like he played really well, he was a key factor in making a difference and all of that, but that like whatever he did was unprofessional. And it is known that some of the English or the Australian players have actually wanted to put their name in the mini auction so that they can get a bigger purse. And I wouldn't be surprised if, as you said, there is more that meets the eye, where he says, I am playing only 4 games, and then he goes, I might as well play 8. You never know. So I feel like that may be possible. And
And
honestly,
get married in India.
well, I mean, see, honestly, that is his personal life. I don't really wanna say
No,
anything about
sure.
it. But the thing is, he whatever he was looking for, he got it. He was bought for 1 point something crores last time. This time he's bought for what, 8.6. That's like a
Yep.
huge uptick already, 4x already, 4 to 5x already. So he's pretty much gotten what he wanted. Now it only remains to be seen, first, whether he turns up for more than 4 games, and two, where the hell is he gonna play? Because
No, for sure.
you have Markram, you have Mitchell Marsh, you have Puran. From how they played last year, if they show even a glimpse of the form this year, none of them are getting dropped. Like the only
Yeah,
only way they go is basically play all 4 of them together. Like you play basically Josh Inglis as well, and
yeah.
yeah, go crazy.
I wonder if they are looking away from the Mishmash and Aiden Markram opening pair as well. But that said, I'd also, we'll get to that. The other thing I was going to say is, they can also be called like the wicket keepers 11. I see there are five, six different keepers in the 11 who can keep potentially. That's a
Yep.
lot
Yep.
again.
Yeah.
But just an observation. But yeah, on that note, yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, the thing I wanted to bring up is, if there was a team, like there is another team in this list which got really good steals, but I feel like they got some really good players for their home ground at really good
I
steal
agree.
prices.
Yeah,
Like for example, Hasaranga at 2 crores is a steal. See,
and
again,
even
his
Norkia.
fitness, Eindred Nokia, exactly. Like both the players at 2 crores are absolute steals, because see, they have been out of form. They have not done well. Like in the past few seasons, they might not even be available consistently. Fitness issues. But if like it's a minimal price to pay for 2 players who are iffy, where the uptick is amazing if they end up playing for you and they come to play for you in the form that you want them to. If
Yeah.
Hasaranga is anywhere near his top form, He's a proven wicket taker. If Nokia is anywhere near his absolute best in terms of fitness, that guy clocks 150. And we know what the other kid who clocks 150 did for them at the Ikana Stadium.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's a feared lineup where you'll think you can have, you can potentially have a Mohammad Shami
and
opening.
they have Shami as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, you have Mohammad Shami opening with Mohsin Khan. You have a Mayank Yadav and an Eindrick Nokia in the middle overs. And you have a Dignesh
Even
Rathi
Prince
to both
Prince Prince
injure
Yadav can clock, can be fast
140
as well.
plus.
I don't know if
Yeah,
he, yeah, exactly.
it's unbelievable the pace battery that they've assembled. If it gets going, it's gonna look really sensational. But if not, it's the same problems that they had last year. They've basically taken two players out in, I forgot Avesh Khan. You have Avesh Khan as well.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
have Avishkan
they've
as well.
they've taken they've taken out, who was it? Is it Akashdeep? And they've taken off
They
Ravi
they they
Bishnoi.
released Akashdeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they have Mohsin Khan who's injury prone, Mayank Yadav who's injury prone, Aintik Nokia who's injury prone, Hasaranga who's injury prone. Like you're pretty much down to your point where most of your bowling lineup, if it is unbelievable, but the chances of them breaking out is dramatic. So yeah, and that's where it leaves them.
Remains to
The
be seen. Yeah.
you know the biggest thing that we brought up when we were speaking about them was that in the middle order they have very, how do I say, not very pedigreed, but kind of fillers, kind of all rounders or middle order players.
Yeah.
Samad, Badoni, and Shabazz.
Yep.
They've done nothing to improve that. Like they still look like their first choice.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I mean four,
They
five,
got
six.
Akshat Raghuvanshi,
Yeah,
who's a good up and coming talent, as I
yes.
hear and read. But again, remains to be seen if the youngster can be thrown in the midst. And the other thing I was realizing, or thinking through as we speak, is
Hmm.
a lot of these players, the young potential batters slash keeper coming in and doing well, all have been doing well at, like, either opening or one down positions. The point I'm trying to make is, if these players get thrown into the mix in a high pressure IPL game and got to come at number 5 or 6, and then these guys are going to be expected to score, like, 30 runs from 10 balls. Some would, some may not. Point I'm trying to make is, that's a high pressure situation to come into, and
Yeah.
that can definitely, like, make or break you. Just a point to to share on the front, that it's great as many youngsters are getting picked, but it's also difficult to see them actually get as many chances to, like, play in, especially, like, LSG, which has a well established top 4, top 5. But
It's pretty much like olden days with Indian cricket, right? In the sense that any new player who came in, your top five was pretty loaded. You will come in
yeah.
at 6 or 7, and then the hope is that the couple of opportunities that you get, you make something out of it, so that like you eventually, when the slot opens up, you can maybe go up top, like
Yep.
Q Rohit Sharma. So yeah, I mean it's how do I say, it's pressure in terms of you have to score quickly, but also no pressure because, how do I say, you've already been given a shorthand. Like you are already in a situation where it's a very low percentage spot where you never know what's going to happen. So might as
Mhm.
well try something out, and if it comes off, hey, you're the hero, right?
Fair.
But I mean, picking their 11, it's going to be very interesting, as you say, whether they end up going with the Markram and Mitchell Marsh 11. But knowing what we know from last year, Marsh, Markram, Puran, Pant,
Badoni.
Badoni, Samad, and then you have this guy, Shabazz, Hasaranga, that's eight, is it? Yeah, that's eight. And then
Yeah.
you will have
Then I
Mohsin,
was
Mayank,
Shami,
Avesh, and
Rathi.
Shami.
Yeah.
Oh, Rathi. Who goes out of these for Rathi? I don't know. Maybe Mohsin. If
I
if
think, again,
Rathi is fit.
it's a sort of combinations, because they already are playing three foreign batters in Marsh,
Yeah.
Puran, and Aiden Markram. So you then now have to sort of substitute either Hasaranga or Nokia, depending on the sort of the conditions. So
Yeah.
yeah, interesting. They definitely have the options, as you rightly mentioned. We will just hope
Yeah.
that they all remain fit and sort of provide good competition for the places.
Yeah, I mean, it looks a very interesting team, especially we're forgetting Arjun Tendulkar. So, I mean, you never know. You never
He's
know.
apparently doing decently well in the
Yeah.
S match. So he did both with the bat and ball. So good to see. It's it's definitely going to be a story on his own. Uh,
Yeah.
we can we
I
can talk
kind of,
about it some other day.
I kind of feel bad for Manimal and Siddharth because I kind of rate him in the sense that the few games that he played as an opening, like he bowled the
Bowler,
opening
yeah,
tough
yeah,
over,
yeah, yeah.
was
Yes.
actually really good. So, I mean, I don't think he finds a place in this team. So that's kind of unfortunate for him. But hey, I mean, he's a great option to have just in case Rathi does not have a good season or he doesn't start the season off
Yep.
good.